Friends, gather round, for the year is 2025 and the beat of Trump's tariff drum continues. The rhythm is unmistakable, echoing through the corridors of power and into the lives of everyday people. That's right, the man who loves a good trade war more than a well-done steak has slapped new tariffs on some familiar foes: Canada, Mexico, and China. These countries have been in the crosshairs before, and now they're back under the spotlight. This time, he's citing concerns about illegal immigration, drug trafficking, and those pesky trade deficits. It's a familiar tune, but with new verses that add complexity to an already intricate situation. You know, the usual suspects when Trump needs a scapegoat for something. It's a strategy we've seen before, but it never fails to stir the pot. Now I know what you're thinking, John, this sounds awfully familiar. And you'd be right, it's like deja vu all over again. It's like a greatest hits album of Trump's trade policies, but with even higher stakes. The stakes are higher because the global economy is more interconnected than ever before, because folks, these aren't just numbers on a spreadsheet. These are real people, real businesses, and real livelihoods at stake. These tariffs have real-world consequences for businesses, consumers, and the delicate balance of global trade. The ripple effects can be felt far and wide, impacting everything from the price of goods to international relations. Let's break down these tariffs, shall we? These new tariffs are shaking up the global trade landscape, and it's crucial to understand their implications. For Canada and Mexico, it's a hefty 25% on most imported goods. This means that a wide range of products, from automobiles to agricultural produce, will see significant price hikes. But wait, there's more. Canadian energy resources get hit with a slightly lower, but still significant, 10% tariff. This affects oil, natural gas, and other energy exports, impacting both the industry and consumers. As for China, they're facing an additional 10% on top of existing tariffs. Ouch! This adds to the already strained trade relations and increases costs for a variety of goods. Now, what exactly are these tariffs impacting? The answer is almost everything you can think of. Well, everything from Canadian lumber and Mexican avocados to Chinese electronics and machinery, these tariffs touch a wide array of industries and products. So yeah, get ready to pay more for your guacamole and iPhones, folks. Everyday items are going to get more expensive. This is the price of Trump's trade war. The economic impact is widespread, affecting consumers and businesses alike. Trump's justification for these tariffs? Buckle up, because it's a wild ride. He claims that Canada and Mexico haven't done enough to stop the flow of fentanyl and illegal immigration into the US. And China? Well, they're still the bogeyman of unfair trade practices, according to Trump. But here's the kicker. Trump gave these countries a deadline, February 1st, 2025, to meet his demands or face the consequences. Spoiler alert, they didn't cave to his every whim, so here we are knee-deep in tariff territory. Section 4, Retaliation or Reconciliation, Global Reactions. So, how have Canada, Mexico, and China reacted to Trump's tariff tantrum? Not surprisingly, they're not exactly thrilled. Canadian and Mexican officials have condemned the tariffs as unjustified and harmful to the economies of all three countries, especially considering the integrated nature of North American trade. China, no stranger to Trump's trade tactics, has also vowed to retaliate with tariffs of their own. It's a classic case of trade war escalation, you know, the kind that makes economists break out in a cold sweat. Section 5. Economic Earthquake, the Aftershocks of Trump's Tariffs. The imposition of tariffs by the Trump administration has sent shockwaves through the global economy, creating a ripple effect that is being felt far and wide. The big question, of course, is what happens next. How will these tariffs reshape the economic landscape, and what will be the long-term consequences for businesses and consumers alike? Well, one thing's for sure. These tariffs will have ripple effects throughout the global economy. From the bustling ports of Asia to the manufacturing hubs in Europe, no corner of the world will be left untouched. Businesses will face higher costs, as the price of raw materials and components rise. This will inevitably lead to increased production costs, which will be passed on to consumers. Consumers will pay more for goods, from everyday essentials to luxury items. The cost of living will rise, squeezing household budgets and potentially leading to a decrease in consumer spending. And the already fragile global trade system will be further strained. Supply chains will be disrupted, leading to delays and shortages of goods. Will these tariffs achieve Trump's stated goals? Will they protect American jobs and industries, or will they simply create new challenges? Will they force Canada, Mexico, and China to bend to his will? Or will these countries retaliate with their own tariffs, leading to a full-blown trade war? Or will they simply backfire, hurting American businesses and consumers in the process? Only time will tell. The uncertainty is palpable, and the stakes are incredibly high. But one thing's for certain, things are about to get interesting, and by interesting I mean potentially disastrous, on the global trade front. The world is watching, and the aftershocks of these tariffs will be felt for years to come.